Okay, so tell me here for our warm up. It says find the slope in the equation for the red line and the blue line. Guys, these lines are what? Horizontal and vertical. Okay, so for the red line, let's look at the red line. Okay. Ooh. So for the red line, is that horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. So automatically the slope of a horizontal line should always be what to you? 0. Okay. That was from the, the acronyms in the lesson. HOI, VUX. Okay. H is for horizontal. So when you have a horizontal line, it automatically has a 0 slope. Okay. So slope is 0 for our red line because it's horizontal. And then the equation, okay, it's horizontal. So your equation is y equals some number. So y equals, and then you go and you look at the y-intercept. So where is the red line crossing the y-axis? At 4. So y equals 4. That's it. That's it. Okay. So now the blue line, y'all, if the blue line is not horizontal, the blue line is what? Vertical. So you're going to use VUX. Okay. VUX. V for vertical. U stands for what? Undefined. And then the X, that tells you how to write your equation. X equals and whatever number. Yes. Okay. So for the blue line, what's the slope of the blue line, y'all? Blue line. Is it horizontal or vertical? For the blue line, it's what? Vertical. So what's the slope? Undefined. And then now it's vertical. So how do we write our equation? X equals, and then where is it crossing the X axis, y'all? 6. So X equals 6. There you go. Okay. So not too bad, yes? Right? Horizontal lines, what's your slope always? 0. Vertical lines, what is your slope always? Undefined. All right, let's go on here. So go to your packet. Okay, go to the packet and find this. It says horizontal and vertical lines there. Packet. It's after the notes. It's after the notes. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna just look at a couple of them because I know not everybody finished it all. Okay, so from here, y'all. Okay, so we found it. Okay, the first couple problems, they're asking you to find the slope, right? So y'all just tell me for number 1, what's the slope of that line there? Yeah, it's horizontal. Hoi. So what's the slope? 0. Okay. All right, our next section here, they want you to write the equation of the line and also tell the slope of that line. So let's look at number 5. I'm going to look at number 5 with you guys. So right away, you see the picture, yes? I want you to write down one of the acronyms. Which acronym are you going to write down? VUX, because it is a vertical line. Okay, and they want the equation and they also want to know the slope. So do the easy part. What's the slope? Right, slope is undefined. Okay, because you go by the middle letter there. Okay, and then how do we write the equation? Do we need a pencil? Okay. How do we write the equation, y'all? X equals, and then what is it equals to, y'all? X equals what, guys? X equals 2. Very good. Let's put it away and focus. Put it away and focus, please. Okay, so x equals 2. All right, turn the page. Find these here. Shh. Yeah. Turn the page here. Okay, remember, if you watched the video, I said that I'm changing the instructions here. All I wanted you to do was sketch the graph, and then don't tell me if it's parallel or perpendicular. I want you to tell me the what? The slope. So you're going to sketch it, and you're going to tell me the slope. So let's do the, let's do the first one here. X equals -2. So y'all, is our equation that they're giving us, is it nice and just x equals? Right here, this one. X equals 2. Do we have like x by itself? No, but like, is it just x? Right, yes, okay. So this one's ready to graph. So right away. No, I need your focus up here. Okay, x equals -2. So Hoy or Vux? Vux. Okay, so how is our line going to look? It's going to be a what? A vertical line, okay? X equals, what does that x equals tell us? Where our line is, right? So where do I go? Which axis do I go on, the x or the y axis? X axis, and where do I go? -2. Put a dot. And what kind of line do I need to put there? A vertical line. There you go. And what's the slope? Because that's the other part they ask for. Undefined. Okay. Now the last one I'm going to go over again, if you, because you need to practice with the others of these, if you're not sure on like some of the other ones, how to make them like, whenever you're trying to do horizontal vertical lines, it has to be like x equals a number or just y equals a number. So like you see number 9 here, how it's like 3y equals -9. I don't want 3y, right? I want just y, like all the time. We always want y, yes? Okay, so how do I get rid of this 3? All right, divide by 3. So y, and then if you do -9 divided by 3, you get -3. So we have y equals Hoy or Vux? Hoy or Vux? Hoy. Okay, so go on the y-axis. Go to where y is what? -3. And then put your line there. Okay, and so now what's our slope? 0. Okay, so like I said, the other ones, if they're not like y equals or x equals, I already went through those in the video. So if you need to go back and watch that video to see them again, please do that. Not right now. Okay, so now we're going to go on to our lesson for today. So please go to the next page. We're going to our lesson for today, writing equations of lines in slope-intercept form. Shh. I'm waiting for you guys to hush and be quiet. Okay. All right, so slope-intercept, guys. Y'all already know slope-intercept. We should be familiar with it. We're going to practice today identifying the slope and the y-intercept when I'm giving you the equation, or if I give you the slope and the y-intercept, actually writing the equation, and then getting the equation from a graph or using the equation to make a graph. Okay, we're going to do those 4 things. So slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Y'all, M is the what? Slope. Okay, circle it, label it. M is the slope. Okay, and so then what's the y-intercept? B. Okay. So it's called slope-intercept because, or slope-intercept form, because you can read off the slope and you can read off the y-intercept from it. Okay, so slope-intercept tells you the slope and the y-intercept. So we're going to practice. I'm going to give you an equation and you're going to tell me the slope and the y-intercept from that equation. Now here's the key thing, guys. In order to read it off, it has to be in the form y equals mx plus b. So it has to be y equals, yes? Okay, so look at example number 1. Is that y equals? Okay, so let's read it off. What's my slope? So the slope is 3. What's the y-intercept? Okay, -8. It's not just 8, it's -8 because you see how it says -8, yes? Okay, that's all it is. So how about example 2 though? Is it y equals? No, it's 2y equals, right? So what do I have to do? Divide everything by 2. Okay, sometimes they're not always going to give it to you to be y equals. They're not going to make it that easy. So divide by the number in front of that y. So let's go. So y equals, and then what's 24 divided by 2? So 12x. And then 16 divided by 2, y'all? 8. So plus 8. Okay, we put plus because it's positive, yeah? So now can we read off our slope and y-intercept? Yes. What is the slope? 12. Guys, how do you always find the slope? You look for what letter? X. So 12. So slope is 12. And the y-intercept is 8. That's all there is to it. Okay, now example 3 is a little bit more complicated, right? Again, is it y equals? No. So what do we have to do first to make it y equals? Move the 2x over, right? Yeah. So if I have the 2x on this side, when I move it to the other side, it's going to become what? Negative. So how do I get rid of 2x? Minus 2x. Okay. So those cancel now. So I canceled out the 2x with the minus 2x. Now what do I do? Now is where y'all were telling me. Divide by what? -4. Okay. Divide everything by -4. So y equals, now there's 2 divisions that you need to do. And where should we be typing them in? The calculator. What's the first one I should type in? Yeah, 22 divided by -4, right guys? So let's type it in. Come on, everybody type it in your calculator. 22 divided by -4 and press enter. Negative what? 11 over 2. Okay. What's the second thing I should type into my calculator? Right, -2 divided by -4. So type it in. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of off-topic conversations and we're not focused. -2 divided by -4, what do you got? 1/2. Y'all, it's positive. So what should I write? Like I have a -11 over 2, so what should I write next? Plus what? 1/2, and then that's it. X. Y'all do not forget what letter. X. Okay? X. If you don't write the X there, how are you going to know which one is your slope and which one's your y-intercept? Exactly. Okay, you're not going to. So now can we read off our slope and y-intercept? Okay. Y'all, what is the slope always next to? X. What is the slope always next to, guys? X. Can you find the letter X in here? What's right in front of it? 1/2. So what's my slope? 1/2. What's my y-intercept? What's my y-intercept? -11/2. Okay. All right, next. Okay, again. Do we need to move? All right, so now what I'm gonna do for the next part here is I'm gonna give you the slope, I'm gonna give you the y-intercept, and then I need for you to write the equation, okay? So all you're doing is you're taking y equals mx plus b and you're replacing m and b with the numbers that I'm telling you. So slope is gonna replace which letter? M. And then our y-intercept is b, okay? 0, 6. Which part of that do I actually need for my y-intercept? The 0 or the 6? The 6. So can you all tell me the equation? Okay, so what was the equation? Y equals what? -4x plus 6. Okay, there we go. All right. Shh, y'all. I asked y'all stop multiple times. All right, let's look at example 2. Again, I'm giving you the slope. I'm giving you the y-intercept. So all you gotta do is plug it in there. Tell me the equation. Y equals, yeah. All you gotta do is just put minus. Now, can you put plus -18? Yes, that's fine, but they're not gonna write it like that on star. Do we understand? If it's negative, you just put minus. And then the last one, y equals what? All right, there you go. Move over here, please. You, come on, let's go, please. Okay, so now the other way that I'm gonna ask you to do this stuff here is I'm gonna give you a graph and you're gonna have to write the equation from the graph. So y'all, we're trying to write the slope intercept form, yes? So what are the two things we need from our graph? The slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so first things first, the y-intercept is the easiest part to find because you just find the dot, yes? Okay, so look at our graph right here. What's the y-intercept? -2, right there where it crosses the y-axis. So I want you to write that down. B equals -2. Okay, now we got to find the slope, yes? Okay, the slope. Y'all remember how we find the slope from a graph? With the little what? With the little triangles, right? Okay, rise over run, yes? Okay, rise over run. So you can start right here and then go on to your next point. But let's kind of talk about a couple of the points here. What are 2 more points on my line that I could use? And I want you to tell me like the ordered pair, like x comma y. What's one? 2, 2, okay, 2 comma 2. So that's that point right there. So this point that I just put, it's at the point 2, 2. Okay, so that's what I mean by x comma y. Yes. Okay, also -1, -4 right here. There's actually one more. Yeah, 1, 0, right? The point 1, 0 is right there. Now, how many of those points do you actually need? Just 2. All you need is 2 points so you could draw your triangle between. Does it matter which ones you draw the triangle between? No. I'm going to go for 1, 0, and 2, 2, just so you can see a little bit more clearly. Yeah. Focus. Okay, so let's start right here. I'm going to do my rise over a run. So start on the dot here, count up 2, that's my rise. And then my run is only 1. So I went up 2 and right 1, yes? So let's find our slope. So m equals what? 2 over 1. Okay, and but y'all, what's 2 divided by 1? It's 2. I do not want you going and putting 2 over 1 as your slope. Do we understand? You need to put the simplified version always. So what's our slope? 2. So now can y'all tell me the equation? Y equals what? 2x minus 2. That's all there is to it. All right, let's do example 2 now. Again, what's the first thing you need to find? Y-intercept. Okay, what's our y-intercept here? 2. Okay, step 2 is to find the slope. Now, before you even start doing the slope, y'all look at this. Would this be a positive or a negative slope? Look from left to right. Are you going up or downhill? Downhill, so this is a negative slope, yes? Okay, negative slope. I'm going to pick out another point right here. I'm going to use this one, the point at 2, 0. Okay, rise over run. I'm going to do the run first, so you can just see that. Okay, so I'm going to go over how many? 2. Now look at the rise. Everybody, I have to go which direction? Down. And how many? 2. I went 2 down. What does that mean? Is that positive or negative? Negative. So my slope, I went down 2. So that's negative 2. And then I went right 2. Going right is always positive. So negative 2 over 2. Is that my slope? Okay, how'd you get negative 1? Okay, negative 2 divided by 2 simplifies to be what? Negative 1. So m is really negative 1. Always simplify it. So now what's our equation? Y equals negative 1 what? X plus 2. Now, are they going to write it as negative 1x on the star that you'll see? Are they going to write it as negative 1x? Yeah, they're not going to put that 1 there, guys. If you get this equation on the star, it's going to be written like this. Y equals negative x plus 2. They are the same. Do we understand? They are the same, but they're not going to write the 1 on it. Okay, last couple examples here. Now I'm going to give you the equation and you got to also graph it, okay? So what you need to do, step 1 is to graph your y-intercept. And then step 2 is to use your slope to find new points. So always start with your y-intercept first. So let's look at example number 1. So what's our y-intercept? 3. Graph that first. Okay, graph this first. And where does the y-intercept go? On the y-axis. Okay, and for this one, it's going to go on the y-axis at 3. So put a dot. All right, last bit. Now you're going to use your slope to find new points. Slope tells you rise over run, yes? So what's the slope from this equation? Yeah, negative 4 over 3 is our slope. So tell me, what is that negative 4? That tells you how to move on the graph. What does that tell you to do? It's negative 4. Up or down? What do you think? Down. So this is down. How many? 4. And then the bottom, we're always going to treat the bottom like it's positive. So if that's right, that's run. Okay, so running, which way is positive? To the right. Okay, so basically the bottom is always going to tell you to go right. Yes. Your top is either up or down, depending upon if it's positive or negative. So this slope tells us to go down 4 and then right 3. So yeah, that y-intercept is your starting point. So start there. Go down 4 and then right 3. Start there, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then write 1, 2, 3. And there's your new dot. How many dots do you need to make a line? Just 2. So can I connect the dots here and have a line? Yes. All right, there you go. And then here's our last part. Let's do the last example. 2/3 x minus 2. So where should I start graphing this from? -2 on the y-axis, yes. So start with this, -2. Okay, and then what's my slope tell me to do? Up to what? Right 3. Okay, so start at your y-intercept, go up 2, and then right 3, and there's your new point. Okay, now I will also show you, y'all, do I always have to, like for my slope, do I always have to go up 2, right 3, and like keep going to the right forever? No, couldn't I reverse it and go back towards the left some? What's the opposite of up 2, right 3? Down 2, and then what? Left 3. So just in case, most times you'll be able to go, yeah, this is the last part. Most times you'll be able to follow your slope like normal, yes? Okay, other times you got to understand, okay, I can reverse the process. So instead of up 2, right 3, I could go down 2, left 3 as well, and then connect my dots. Okay, so y'all, that's all there is to it, yes? Good. So the next page, so I'm talking about actual sheet of paper, front and back. Do we understand? The next piece of paper, front and back. Everybody look, here's the front of it. Here is the back of it. How many problems does it go to? So 24. Problems 1 through 24. That's your assignment. Do we understand? And it's due when? Tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, you've got, y'all, you have half an hour. You have half an hour left in class. Okay, so let's make sure that we get this done. Maybe you got a couple left to do for homework, but that's it. So let's use our time wisely.